Welcome back to the Mental Health Minute. I'm Dr. Emily Mayfield, a licensed psychologist. I want to thank you for watching this video and being part of the Mindset Therapy family. Please consider subscribing to my channel as a way to grow the reach so that more people can be provided valuable information on their mental health. You can also turn on the notification bell to be notified of the next video when it's uploaded. I'll post a video every Tuesday and Friday, so check back soon. So for today's video, I'm going to go over 4 steps that you can take to be able to wear a mask outside of the house. If you have anxiety and the thought of wearing a mask increases your anxiety, I'm going to walk you through steps to be able to work up to wearing a mask while not increasing your anxiety. Also, check out the previous video where I provide 5 tips to help you feel more comfortable now that you've gotten the mask on. Remember to stick around to the end to hear the tip of the day. These are quick tips on ways that you can start to improve your overall mental and emotional functioning. All right, so let's get to the video. If you have anxiety and you must wear a mask due to requirements placed by your state and/or your employer, you might feel overwhelmed. You may have even been able to stay home during the initial period of the pandemic, but are now expected to leave the house more often. With people who experience anxiety and panic, the simple thought of wearing a mask might bring up panic symptoms. How can you wear a mask if thinking about it makes you feel anxious and panicky? The good news is that there are some steps that you can take to help you feel comfortable wearing a mask out in public, even if you have anxiety. So I've discussed what anxiety is in a related video, but let's review it again. So you may have heard of the fight, flight, or freeze response. This is a system which is activated when we are in a dangerous situation. Your heart rate increases, your breathing gets faster and shallower, your muscles tense, adrenaline's released, and things like digestion stop. This dangerous situation activates the fear response. So for example, if you open your front door and a big dog is lunging at you with his mouth open, your body will prepare by the process I described above. This is fear being activated in an actual danger. What anxiety is the same response being activated in response to a perceived danger. Perceived doesn't mean the danger isn't valid or real, it just means it isn't happening at that moment. So when anxious, the same system mentioned for the fear response is turned on. When there isn't a true danger happening, our mind starts to invent what the situation can be and attaches to the most logical possibility. If you're feeling anxious about wearing a mask, your mind believes it's the mask that's the problem and turns its focus to the mask and how it's affecting you. So although you're safe with your mask on, if you think you cannot breathe and then activate the fight, flight, or freeze response, your mind thinks the mask is the cause of your anxiety, and the symptoms will increase. So when someone feels anxious towards a particular activity, object, or situation, then it will activate that fight, flight, or freeze response. The person then tends to avoid the feared object because of how it makes them feel. We don't choose to place ourselves into emotionally difficult situations, so we avoid them when we can. In the short term, you've decreased your anxiety, but it actually strengthens the anxiety in the long term. If you continue this pattern of short-term relief for the things that make you anxious, it leads to increasing long-term avoidance. You're now stuck in this cycle of avoidance. So this avoidance can become particularly problematic if there's a mandate you wear a mask in public, or you desire to wear a mask for your own safety, even if it's not mandated. You might find that you avoid leaving your house because there's no way you're going to be able to wear a mask. The good news is that there is an effective form of treatment called exposure therapy that allows you to become less avoidant towards something that has created anxiety or fear. So with this form of therapy, you expose yourself to the feared activity, object, or situation in a way that's gradual and safe so that you can reduce the fear and avoidance. It's important to note that for this treatment to be successful, you want to find steps that you can use to work towards the feared activity, object, or situation and not jump right into the final step, which would be wearing a mask in this example. So if you do, then you will increase your anxiety significantly and strengthen the avoidance response. It's always best to work with a therapist. However, it is possible to take some steps on your own that allows you to be comfortable wearing a mask. So there's many different types of exposure therapy. However, they're not going to be covered in this video. I will discuss some specific steps you can engage in to help you wear a mask that is based on the concept of exposure therapy, and most specifically, in vivo exposure. Even if you already wear the mask outside of the house due to requirements or expectations, still work through the steps that I'm going to go over in order. This will allow you to have less anxiety when you're out of the house. So I have a mask right here that I'll use during this demonstration. Pick a fun pattern mask to make the wearing of the mask a little bit more enjoyable, and something that can make you smile when you see it. So for my mask, I have some sloths on it. A few years ago, I went to Panama and was able to see sloths in the wild. It was a highlight of my trip, and I have the picture on my wall still. Okay, so let's get back how to wear a mask. So let's go over the 4 steps you can take to allow yourself to feel comfortable enough to wear a mask in public. So first, find a mask that you want to use and touch it and hold it while doing something you enjoy, such as watching TV. The purpose of this first step is to help you feel comfortable with the mask around you. If you have severe anxiety towards wearing a mask, you might feel uncomfortable simply in the presence of the mask because you think of what it represents and how you associate it with fear. Spend time holding the mask until you feel comfortable with it. Do not try to wear the mask during this step. You can, however, put the mask up to your face and see how it feels. But when doing this, don't put the straps over your head or face. The length of time you will remain on this step depends on many different factors and varies significantly from person to person. This step can take minutes to days or more. Only move on to the next step when you experience little to no anxiety when holding the mask. If you move up to the next step too quickly, you can worsen your anxiety. So the next step is to put the mask on when you're at home or another place where you feel safe. So for this step, I want you to be in an environment where you feel safe and it's not high stress. If you're in a situation that is stressful, then your anxiety might already be amplified, and that could be misread as anxiety towards the mask. Once you're in a comfortable place, put the face mask on. It's okay if you want to keep your hands on the strings or straps at this step, but do completely put the mask on as you would when wearing it in public. Breathe slowly in the mask and recognize that you can breathe safely. It might be helpful to do this watching TV or some other task that can distract you and take your focus away from the mask. Practice wearing the mask for less than 5 minutes and then take it off. Continue to do this step until you can wear the mask for about 5 minutes with little to no anxiety. So for the next step, you want to wear the mask around the house. After you feel comfortable wearing the mask for a brief period of time, start wearing it around the house while you watch TV, play with the kids, prepare dinner, or during any other activity. The more you wear the mask around the house, the more comfortable you'll get wearing the mask in general. So try to engage in this step as much as possible. Even if you must wear the mask outside the house and you're still highly anxious, the more you can wear it around the house where you feel comfortable, you'll get comfortable with wearing it in a safe environment, and then you'll have less anxiety when you're wearing it outside of the house. Spend several hours a day, every day, wearing the mask around the house until you feel comfortable. So the last step is to wear the mask outside of the house. You want to wear the mask outside of the house as much as possible. Even if you don't need to wear one when walking, go on a walk and wear it. Go to a store to be able to wear the mask and get more exposure. Get outside of the house as much as you can while wearing the mask, because the more you do it, the avoidance lessens and the fear response diminishes. So while it might seem scary to wear a mask when you already experience anxiety and panic, the mask is safe, and there are steps that you can take to be comfortable wearing the mask. While avoiding is great for the short-term management of your anxiety, it only worsens it over the long term. So comment below on some other tips you have for getting comfortable with your mask, and let me know what fun designs you have. So now for today's tip of the day. Be patient. When we're in the middle of something, it's easy to want to get results or answers right now. When we feel a sense of urgency, not only do we lose focus on what we're doing, but we start to feel anxious and depressed. Change will come, but it takes time. Be patient and live in the moment. If you look up at the 500 stairs that you need to climb to get to the top, it might seem overwhelming. But if you look down at each step as you take it, the top of the climb will be here before you know it. Be patient and let the change happen. So if you enjoyed the content of this video, please give it a thumbs up. I look forward to seeing you at the next video. Have a good day.